Hey, moms, dads, bubbies, kids, it's Scotty O'Brien with Mazel Tov Denver and Interaction Denver. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Let me please start off this webinar with the most important thing I can say. Mazel Tov! That is absolutely fantastic that you are on your way, or your son or daughter is on their way to become a bar or a bat mitzvah. That is exceptional. So, yay. Congratulations to your family. Wonderful experiences to come. This webinar, please feel free to share it, by the way. We would love to get the word out. Is titled, How Do I Plan My Child's B'nai Mitzvah Party and Simcha Weekend Without Losing My Mind? Seriously, these things can be pretty overwhelming. You're doing a year and a half, 2 years of planning for a 3-day weekend, possibly 4 days if you're in the mountains, to make it all happen. The good news is you have professionals there that can help. I want to start off with this. This is not a sales pitch. I'm not going to tell you all about what we do, except right now, because you do need to know who you're working with. So I am Scotty O'Brien, DJ extraordinaire. I like that, right? Why not? Let's have a little fun. I own Interaction Denver and have been rocking B'nai Mitzvahs for 35 years. I was taught by a Staten Island Jew how to do these things a long time ago. My boy is still off the chain. Phenomenal at what he does. And we do a very, on the Interaction Denver side, a very East Coast Meshuggah style of entertainment. So expect audiences to go out and absolutely go insane. That's the goal every single time. So super excited and love our families and consider it a pleasure to be involved with your Simcha. So thank you. On the Mazel Tov side, I also own Mazel Tov, which is Denver and the mountain area's only dedicated B'nai Mitzvah planning service, meaning I don't do weddings, I don't do quinces, any of these others. I do B'nai Mitzvahs. So we're good at it. I've seen it all. I've done it all. And I'm excited to bring that to you. So that being said, if you're looking for a professional to help you plan from start to finish, then please consider us here at Mazel Tov. If you're looking for somebody to rock your B'nai Mitzvah, watch the videos. We've got you. So anyway, all right, let's dig in a little bit. First off, this is an incredible and beautiful milestone. My notes are over here. That's why I keep looking over there. So, Mom, take a breath. You're not behind. It's okay. Unless this is in like 2-3 months, then you're a little behind. But if you've got the date available, if we have the date available, we can help you rock it. But you're not the only parent feeling overwhelmed. In most parents' lives, besides their wedding, this is the first big event that, and it's kind of unique because you're throwing this for your family, your friends, everybody coming in from out of town, but most importantly, your son or your daughter. And you've watched them grow up from little itty bitty to the young man or woman that they are becoming. So yeah, this is an emotional moment for you. It's very important, that you don't lose sight of that and that you embrace these moments. It's not just a party. First and foremost, rabbis, you're going to love me. First and foremost, we're here for a religious purpose. Hey, your child is going up to the bima, going to grab their yad and read the Torah. I mean, how incredible is that? And what an honor to represent your family at your shul. I'm just so super excited to be part of this journey and to hear about it. I can't wait. Anyway, just keep in mind, you're not the only one that's feeling overwhelmed. This is a thing, but it's a rite of passage. It is a family milestone. It's a memory that your child will carry forever. I can assure you that. It's weird. I've been doing this so long. I have families that have asked me to do their son or daughter's B'nai Mitzvah. Boy, exactly, right? But it's a weekend that's just wonderful that brings all the generations together. So I've helped families plan large, small, large celebrations, 100 kids on the dance floor with 200 adult guests. That's a large group, right? To small, intimate weekends. It depends on what the client wants. We plan also mountain destination mitzvahs, which I just wrote an article for moms about planning their b'nai mitzvahs in the mountains, because it's a whole different animal. If you're in the city, you got everything here at your fingertips. This is kind of easy, not a problem. If you're in the mountains, now we could have to consider extra travel, altitude, tighter planning times. Everything changes with those mountain venues, but we can certainly help you do it. Anyway, and traditional or modern. Hey, I have done Orthodox b'nai mitzvahs where we have a machitza in the middle of the dance floor. We've got a male dancer on one side, female on the other, and we rock them that way. So you name it, I've done it, and we can do it for you. Not a problem, not a problem. I want to just set a couple expectations for you. Today we're going to talk about the full weekend, timeline, kind of give you an idea, budget reality, please excuse me. Not a Beatles fan at all, right? Guest experiences, vendor selection, and what truly matters to you and your family. So the big picture, the thing to remember is it is a full weekend. I mean, it's not just this party that the kids are looking forward to. They've got to earn it, right? So here we are. The Simcha weekend includes all these following things: out-of-town guests, hotel block bookings for those out-of-town guests, unless you want them all in your house, right? Welcome bags, Friday night rehearsal, and Friday Shabbat dinner. If you're in the mountains, you might even extend that to Thursday to allow those families to acclimate, because altitude, yeah, it's a thing, right? Lots of water, lots of water. You have the Saturday service, which may be done at your shul. It could be done at a park. It may be outside. You never know, but there's all kinds of different alternatives. An oneg, which, in case you don't know, is, of course, the meal served light, heavy, whatever it decides to be, usually required by a shul for the other congregants, to celebrate the milestone that just happened. Saturday night party, there it is. Some families do opt to do Saturday afternoon, so whatever you enjoy or prefer, that's available. And then Sunday brunch, that's typically a thing too, to celebrate all your wonderful family members, typically your closer guests, for coming in, and then hey, we love you, we'll see you later, time to go. But it's incredible, because at this time grandparents are flying in. Bubby is so proud and excited. Childhood friends are reconnecting that your son or daughter hasn't seen in a while. There's incredible family dynamics that are just certainly not to be missed. And then, of course, that multi-generational energy. It's phenomenal to watch Bubby on the dance floor. There's nothing more exciting. So, yes, it's awesome. But keep in mind, if you plan each event separately, this is important to think about, then it feels chaotic, because it's a lot, right? But if you bring it in together as one Simcha weekend, then it feels more like a cohesive experience. It's less effortless. Makes it a lot, feels a little more effortless. A lot of work, but it brings it all together. So, during these pieces, there's a certain flow and candor that happens between the events. But things that you need to consider as well that do have to happen. Please excuse me. Peppermint tea, celestial seasonings. If you've never been up to Boulder and been to the factory, it's pretty cool. Transportation timing, that's important. How do we get everybody from A to B? If they're in a hotel and they're staying in a different hotel from where the party's at, how we get them from the shul to the hotel, to the park, to where the pictures are, to Sunday brunch. Good gosh, a lot of stuff, right? Wardrobe planning. That's important for some folks. Most definitely dive in and have a great time. Themed events are very much a thing. And let me encourage you, I'm going to step aside off my notes here, but let me encourage you, please, as a planner and a b'nai mitzvah rocker, use a theme. It makes planning and production so much easier, because at your child's age, they haven't developed a full concept of what's really happening and what can be made to be done to make their celebration extraordinary. But a theme ties everything in together. You theme the full weekend, the full Simcha weekend, not just the party. It could or could not revolve around the child's B'nai Mitzvah project. That's always an idea. But it may be something that they love, whether it's sports related or dance or music or shopping or Jewish heritage. There's a million themes out there. It just makes planning easier and then gives the child that feeling of importance because, wow, this does revolve around them. It is important to them, you know? So it's a great way to put it together. Keep in mind also, energy pacing is very important and guest fatigue, especially if you're not from this area or the mountains. You know, I moved here 5 years ago. And as a Midwest boy, and I can assure you that altitude, it's still a thing. So, yeah, pretty exciting here. So let's talk about timeline, shall we? And this is kind of a rough idea, but it makes sense, so here we go. 12 to 18 months out, you need to secure your temple date. Of course, the rabbi and his or her team is going to give that to you, so that'll be taken care of. The next most important step that you can do is to book your venue. Where are we going to have the party? And I'll tell you why. Because not only are people planning B'nai Mitzvahs, but there's weddings, there's corporate meetings, there's a lot of stuff being planned all at once for that same venue. And, you know, we have to all work together, but rooms fill up fast. When it's gone, it's gone. So keep that in mind. Lock down your entertainment, right? Plug, hey. Reserve your photographer, very important. There's only a few photographers, at least in the Denver metro, that know how to rock B'nai Mitzvahs. And, you know, I love a few of them, a whole lot. But there's only a few. So keep that in mind. And, of course, videographers and other professionals that you consider important. And then you begin your guest list draft. So bring in the people that you want to celebrate with your family. 8 to 10 months out. I'm going to say a little bit longer. Let's say 10 to 12 months out. Notes. Theme direction. Most definitely do that. Theme planning, like I said. Send out your save the dates because we need to get this on everybody else's calendar. Plan on your hotel blocks. And that when you have to save the dates, that'll make it easier. Just to let you know, a room block at a hotel is a reduced rate that the hotel will provide for you because you're bringing them a certain amount of business all at one time. So negotiated rate, kind of like what a corporate client does. I may or may not speak to this later on budget, but something important to remember is attrition, which means you're guaranteeing, let's say, 20 rooms, right? And then by a certain date per your contract that you're going to sign, if you don't fill up those rooms, and if you don't cancel it by that date, you're still responsible for those fees for booking. So keep that in mind. It's pretty important. And then also let's talk about decor consultations. As we get closer, 6 to 8 months, I would say invitations is very important. Get those out, your formal invitations. A lot of people are not mailing anymore on the mitzvah side. So, you know, paperless post, RSVPify is a great one. And of course, your old traditional Evite. They're all wonderful options. So it just depends on how detailed you want to get on the invite, right? You'll run a show draft. Thinking of menu planning. Keep in mind when you do menus, you can do all kinds of different things. Some people do buffets, and usually when you do a buffet, you'll do one buffet for the adults and then another separate buffet for the kids, because those kids are there to party. You could do a sit-down dinner. That's always an option. Have a great time and enjoy the meal. Please, important to remember, those kids are in and out. It's something to remember. So if you're thinking of a fancy steak dinner, those kids are going to eat it, but it's going to move quick. So, or my favorite to do for mitzvahs is our stations. Let them choose their own food. You know, you may do a Mexican station, an Asian station. You know, you may do a traditional Hebrew station. That's a possibility. Pasta, whatever. It's all there. Your venue, your hotel, they will help you plan that. Of course, if you're bringing an outside caterer, they'll help you do it as well. And then dessert, that's the most important, right? And then as you get closer, your final couple months, confirm timings, do vendor walkthroughs at your venues for the party. confirm candle lighting participants. Some people still love to do the candle lighting tradition, which is really observing the people that's most important in your life. I've got some other ideas. If you ever want to dive into them, ask me. Candle lighting usually takes 20 minutes. There's quicker ways to do it, but anyway, it's fun. And then your final timeline review. Remember, spacing decisions prevents panic. So don't rush into it. Take your time. Let's talk a little bit now about budget, and we'll have an honest conversation about that. And this is where, things become a little more important because, hey, it's your finances. You want the world, you want the stars and everything else, but we got to figure out how to do it while staying within a certain budget. So what impacts the budget the most, will be guest count, your venue choice, no questions asked. Food and beverage minimum. So most venues will have a food and beverage minimum. You have to do a certain spend with us to have your celebration here. Your entertainment scope, so your DJ, MC. You may bring in a klezmer band if you're more traditional. It just depends. So what that spend is. Your level of decor, that ties back to the theme and can be awesome, but boy, it can get expensive. Up to you. And then finally, rentals. So, yes. Don't forget also about hidden cost. You got to read those contracts well before you sign them so you're not suddenly, ooh. Now, if you bring in a planner, like us, our job's to find those fees for you. But there are some hidden fees, and they're not intentionally hidden. But if you're not doing this on a daily, you don't see it, you don't know about it. A lot of hotels will have a service fee of anywhere between 22 and 25%. That's on top of the fees that you know about. Staffing may cost additional. You have to include gratuities. Overtime. Yeah, man, you may be rocking that party. You're like, let's go another hour. Yay. All right. Well, cool. That also probably will cost you money. So keep that in mind before you say, yay, if it's not in budget, right? Transportation expenses. Certainly a deal. Lighting upgrades and then production labor, depending on the type of wow you want. Yeah, it costs extra money. My opinion, where you should invest. Number one, entertainment. Hey, plug. Why wouldn't I, right? The guest experience. That's very important to invest in, the overall guest experience. Make people feel welcome to your city. If they're coming here and visiting for the first time, yeah, they're family, but make them feel extra special and important. Flow and timing, and then, of course, professional guidance, should you choose a planner. Where you need to be careful. Pinterest overload. You and Bubby and the kids are going to sit down and look at all the amazingness there is. That amazingness costs money, so don't forget. Over-themed details, too many rentals, and, of course, trendy add-ons that don't impact the memory. So bring it all into focus. That kind of makes sense. What your guest will remember is the energy, the atmosphere, feeling welcome, and feeling included. Getting invited is wonderful. Feeling part of the celebration is magical. It's pretty awesome for how Bubby is there and is so proud of her granddaughter being up there on the bima reading that Torah. It's something special. So what makes a great mitzvah? It's not decor. I mean, I love decor. I do decor. But what really makes a great celebration is a clear timeline, smooth transitions, and no awkward pauses. Yeah, I did radio for a long time, years ago. And there's something called dead air. Yeah, that's weird. We keep it out. The energy makes a great mitzvah. Proper pacing, what to rock on a dance floor, when to pause for candle lighting, when to take family photos, right? Your photographer should know how to handle all this and make it happen in a timeline when the rest of the guests don't have to be waiting on you. I'm sure you've been to a wedding once or twice where things are going really slow and you're waiting for dinner because the photographer's taking those extra shots. Usually not their fault, by the way. But Bubby says, hey, I haven't seen Uncle Jared in a long time. Let's get his whole family too. Anyway, it's kind of the way it works, right? And then when to bring the adults back in. You also have to consider layout, so where the kids are, where the adults are, where the lounge is, if that's something you do, and then sight lines to the dance floor. If you can see it, you want to be on it. That's kind of the rule. A couple things to remember that are emotional key moments. The grand entrance. When the Bar Bat Mitzvah walks into the room and everybody's like, Mazel Tov! And let's go into that horror. It's showtime. Exactly. A parent dance. I do my best to encourage sons or daughters to dance with their moms or dads. Doesn't have to be a wedding. It's something super spectacular. And meaningful moments via rushed moments. So, yes. Let's talk about building your dream team. How's that sound? There are certain vendor categories that things fall into. Your planner, right? DJ, MC, and entertainment team, very important. A photographer, videographer, your decor designer. Our company happens to do decor in-house. But depending on how elaborate you want to get, and there's a certain theme you want to do, or you've seen somebody out in the world before, you're like, wow, I want that. It's something to consider. And then, of course, the venue. You coordinate with the venue, the hotel, wherever you're having your celebration. And this also counts, of course, for your hotel stays for your out-of-town guests. Things to look for in a mitzvah expert. Please excuse me. Have they experienced bar bat mitzvahs before? I'm going to do a little DJ thing for you here. I've been on a mic for 35 years. There is a significant difference between a wedding DJ or a company that says, oh yeah, we've done a mitzvah or two before, and we'll hire an MC outside of our company to help. No. You only have one chance of doing this party, so make sure it's done right. Have a team that knows B'nai Mitzvahs and how to rock them. Calm demeanor, because things can get hectic. It's the industry. It's the way that shows run. Our job is to keep it flowing well without you knowing, hey, there's a hiccup, right? Communication, very important. If you send an email and it takes somebody 3-4 days a week to get back, you got a problem there. References, and of course, most important, chemistry. Do they connect not only with your child, but how about with your family? It's important. You got to spend 3 days with these folks, right? Why not? Cheapest, I love this saying, rarely equals smoothest. One of my favorite sales lines is the sweetness of low price is quickly forgotten with the bitterness of poor quality. Yeah, cheaper isn't always better, guys. Couple things to note on there. Some common mistakes that families make sometimes. Really important. Waiting too long to book. If you have something that you want and you're taking forever to decide on it, or you didn't know it existed, or you didn't focus on it, they may be gone. In our case, Interaction Denver, we do one event at a time, maybe two, but that's it. I'm pretty particular myself because I bring my MCs in from out of town, New York or LA. I don't think, unfortunately, this area supports the talent that I want to use. So I bring my people in, and people love the formula that I do. Underestimating the timeline, that can definitely be a common mistake. Remember, if you're in the mountains, it's a whole different animal than planning something down in a city, because you have everything available in a city. You don't have everything available in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. You may have to bring that in. Ignoring your guest flow, trying to DIY it too much. Yep, I love it. Pardon me. When a mom says, I'm crafty. Awesome. You're crafty in your home, and that's incredible. And maybe you do have an amazing talent. However, you being crafty at home and doing stuff with the kids versus making 50 centerpieces while trying to usher around your family and friends, get everything delivered. You need to really consider if that's something you had the time to do. You should be enjoying your full Simcha weekend, not up till 3 a.m. putting together the centerpieces. Just my opinion. I've seen it happen time and time again. Overpacking schedules is a common mistake. Focusing on aesthetics more than experience. And here we go. Forgetting to enjoy the process. It's your son or daughter. Do it right. Do it right. Of course, the best part is every single one of those are preventable. So we're almost done. So that's awesome. One last section, really. I'm going to talk about what your celebration, your Simcha weekend, your party, your time at the shul should feel like. This is when the weekend's finished. You should feel calm, joyful, organized, celebratory, meaningful, smooth, and emotional in the best way possible. Your son, your daughter just became a Bar Bat Mitzvah. They are now a young man or a young woman. This is important. It's massive. You should feel present, proud, relaxed, and of course, relaxed and able to enjoy your child. Mazel tov to your family. Mazel tov to your kid. This is wonderful. Your child should feel confident, celebrated, seen, and surrounded by love. Most definitely. That's a massive accomplishment that they worked very hard to get to. Hours and hours and hours with the rabbi and cantor to make this happen. Mazel tov, kid. You deserve it. Your guests should feel welcome, engaged, included, and energized because it's showtime, right? We got a party. Not stressed, not rushed, and not chaotic. And that goes for you, Bubby, Dad, excuse me, your child, your guests, your rabbi, your cantor, your professionals. Yeah, it should all just flow nicely because this milestone only happens once. There's no do-overs. So it should feel like a celebration of growth, family, identity as a young man or woman in the Jewish religion, and a celebration of joy. I want to thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. I know it's pretty 101, and some of you may be like, well, I knew all that. Awesome. This is for the parents that didn't. If you need input, advice, or support in planning your B'nai Mitzvah, then please keep us in mind. Our contact information will be above or below, and we are more than happy to help you out. Again, I'm Scotty O'Brien with Mazel Tov Denver. We do B'nai Mitzvah planning solely all across the mountain region, so anywhere from Idaho to Wyoming, Jackson Hole, all the mountain resorts, and Denver here in Colorado, Utah, and Montana. Big Sky, yes. And, of course, Interaction Denver, the absolute untouchable B'nai Mitzvah entertainment and production service in the Rocky Mountain region. We rock the Rockies. Hey! All right, folks. Have a wonderful day. Mazel tov! We'll see you soon. Take care.